Hey, nigga, you ain't do your corny ass dance.
Ooh,
All
raise
right,
my
what's up,
arms.
y'all? Welcome to Geeked Out with Trey.
I missed it.
Yeah.
We got a couple new personalities in the room. We got my boy Fonny, and we got my girl Shayna on the line,
Hey
Yeah,
y'all.
what up? What up?
Hey.
along with Kitty Cat. She's just the
Yeah,
dragon
yeah.
tonight, and our boy Shy. All right, y'all. Let's get into let's talk that shit. Y'all heard about the shit that's been going on with Jonathan Majors and all that bullshit?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know how some of
Mm-hmm.
y'all feeling about that shit. So basically,
I'm not familiar. I would like a refresher.
so basically, he's this up and coming rising star. He's actually been in a lot of shit, but I think the latest thing that we really seen him in is the Creed movie, and he's got a lot of success off of that. And with that built up and all that great success, came with more success. But then the little incident that he had a couple weeks ago, well, last month
Oh no.
or 2 months ago in March,
I'm going upstairs.
with a shorty, um, he got everything taken away from them because everything happened allegedly. I'm talking like big time movie deals. Like he's
Yeah,
supposed to
he was
be in like
about to get
another
a
Marvel
contract
movie that's coming
with
up.
Marvel, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's taken away from him. They even talking about I think that movie's already done allegedly. And they put up
So
a replacement. I'm like, damn, they got to refilm the whole movie.
the Marvel movie?
Yeah, for one person because it was like
I
some
don't
new.
know. They said that the King movie, I think this is coming out in 2025. So you think they shot all of it? I was trying to figure that out too.
I don't know. It was just like they have a whole bunch of posters of him in it or whatever. So I'm just like, but then like
Oh
they showed the
yeah.
dude, and
That's
I'm just like, well,
crazy.
wait a minute, like how you gonna replace somebody? Y'all got posters out and all that stuff like that. And then
They
those
they
black
probably
men,
not happy about it either.
yeah, and they're black men or whatever, but like they're just two different shades of black men and look nothing alike. It's like y'all didn't even try, niggas. Like, damn.
Between him and who?
I forgot the other dude's name. It's like Darius something or whatever. He's like in a couple movies, whatever, too. He's like well known for something too. I just can't
So
remember right now.
I'll give more information
Yeah.
than Trey gave. So basically, Jonathan Majors was in Lovecraft Country, Creed. He was
Yeah.
supposed to be in
Mm-hmm.
Marvel movies, all of that stuff.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
he in Manhattan, his girlfriend went to the hospital. Apparently, she was unconscious or something like that, and she first said that he was responsible for it. He had choked her or something like that, and then supposedly she took it back. So then everybody's like, oh, she took it back. It didn't happen, whatever. But then he started getting canceled from movies and stuff. And it's like, oh, wait a minute. There must be more to the story. So from what I read today, she basically sent text messages saying that she didn't mean for all of this to happen. And she doesn't think he's going to go to jail. She's telling a different story. Basically, she sounds like an abused woman who's just trying to help out her man, to me, in what she said. But anyway, so she said all that, but by then it was too late, and his lawyer tried to spin it and said she was emotionally unstable, and she was blah 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 blah. But then it turns out that some other people have come forward, but I think it's a little too early to really say because they didn't say what those other people said or who those other people are, from what I saw. But apparently there are other women. And so the debate, or what we were talking about before, was that people, when somebody likes an actor or something, they always want to assume they're innocent. And it's like, that's great that you're rooting for a person you like, but people be beating people up. I mean, it's just life. It happens, and I don't know why it's so hard to believe that somebody would do this. Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. I don't necessarily believe that it's not going to happen, but my point of it is he's already being treated as if he's guilty as charged, and they haven't even been to
Yeah.
court yet. Their first court date is not until May something.
I'll give you that. I think
I'm not.
Hollywood, they're cowards and stuff, so they want to get away as quickly as possible so nobody blames them.
I'm gonna
So
say
yeah,
this
I
too.
agree with
I'm
you
gonna
on
say
that.
this too. Nobody on this show condones domestic violence in any way, shape, or
Absolutely
form.
not. Absolutely not.
I do condone defending yourself. These hands can be rated E for everybody because you can defend yourself. I do condone defend yourself, man or female.
Yeah.
Hands are rated E. You put your hands on me, I'm gonna put my hands on you. You know, sometimes I might block out too. Just saying.
I ain't gonna lie. Because celebrities, that situation could be a little bit different because it could be the situation could have actually been happening, or it could be like a money angle. Because like how Trey just said, he's an upcoming actor getting in bigger and bigger movie roles.
Mm-hmm.
He could be trying to mess that up for him on some spiteful tip. Yeah, or we know like allegedly or whatever they could be trying to like he could have tried to end it with like relationship with her and her to be spiteful. This is how you mean, or he could have been cheating with a mistress allegedly, or like just doing his own thing and moving away from her and like this is how she want to handle it. Like sometimes that'd be the angle too.
Hold on, nigga. What is that in your hat?
A blunt,
Okay.
Okay.
yeah, it's a blunt. It's like
I'm over here dying at Trey, like just getting closer and closer to the
a
camera,
blunt.
trying to figure out what it is.
He's
He
trying to make a point there, and Trey's like, "What's going on your head?"
He was making a good point, but I was just like, what the fuck? Oh, a guzzler. Yeah, they would have one of those forever.
Guzzler.
yeah, sometimes that'd be the angle too. Like sometimes it's the money angle. Like he could be trying to ruin like what he got going on and like the bigger picture. That's the first thing Trey said was like he's losing movie roles and this and that. Like Marvel movies, like that's a kind of a big deal. Like if you in one Marvel movie, that's a potential like five. Like, you need to be in five Marvel movies. Shit, they all connected.
It's pretty sad. I mean, he when they showed all the projects that he's associated with, and he went to Yale. He's like has this great story, and he's a black man who is, to me, I appreciate when black people look black, because it seems like recently
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, we're gonna have representation, but it's always a mixed race person.
Mhm.
So
Right.
I appreciated him for all of that, but it's like, fuck,
Like big
man. I
nose and
mean,
all.
I can
big
honestly
nose and all.
tell
Big
Hollywood
feet.
do got like this dark side. Hollywood do got their dark sides where these celebrities doing the weird and crazy things and stuff like that. So it's like two sides. It's like a 50-50 coin flip right now. It could be true. It could be the Hollywood darkness. It could be a spiteful female. It could just be some BS. The world will never know. Only people who know the truth is him and her.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
You
Allegedly.
don't have to say allegedly for that.
Look, so I'm already high already, so I had already forgot what he said at the
Oh
beginning of the
my God.
conversation. So that's why I was like, allegedly.
The only people that know is me and her. Is you don't have to say allegedly, because that's most likely
You
true.
still hear me?
Say what?
You can still hear me?
Yeah.
All right, bet. I'm about to
Oh,
plug my turn.
oh man. I don't know. I just don't think he should be like, he shouldn't have everything taken away from him, because that ain't
Innocent, proven guilty, motherfuckers. It's America,
exactly.
Yeah.
American
I
way.
feel like in cases like this, it's a lot of times it's like you're guilty until proven innocent, which
Yeah.
I can understand, because just like Kitty said, like people do be hitting people do be raping people, and sometimes people do be sweeping that shit under the rug, and sometimes it does take years, or it takes
He going
courage, or it takes somebody else needing to come out first before somebody else comes out,
Yeah.
True.
for it to become a big thing. So I definitely agree on it could be true. It could be not true. So it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, just trying to make over here making points.
Hello, period.
What everybody puffing on?
I don't know what I have this time. I know it's like a hybrid 50-50.
I love the hybrid.
You know, I like my hybrids.
I think I just mix some shit. I know it's primarily Skywalker OG, and there's something else. I don't know.
Electric blue.
Electric blue.
Ooh.
I'm sitting over here puffing on some Pineapple Express today.
I
Nice.
gotta try that. I definitely gotta try that.
It's good, but it's not like, a movie named after it good, if you ask me.
I don't know.
Dang.
Because the way like it hit the back of your throat when you smoke it.
Now that mean Watson been on a higher mountain. That's what that mean.
You might be right, Bonnie.
But yeah, no.
Oh, you gotta get ready. He just called me.
I know. I was just keep going. Just keep going.
Man, I messed
I
up.
caught
My
it.
I
bad.
missed it too.
I
I
caught
gotta
it.
keep
It's been
practicing.
so
My
long
bad.
since there's been a slip.
My bad.
Yo, it
My
really has
bad,
because
cat.
like we just been going. Yo, like the last couple of shows, whatever. I just been rolling with it. All I have to do is add the beginning, and then we straight. But no,
All
that's
right,
Okay.
cool.
cool. Cool. All right. Let's go, cat.
Yeah. I just I agree with everything y'all are saying, and that people need to be proven innocent or are not guilty and blah 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 before like the court of public opinion, burns them at the stake. But I think in this situation, there's a lot we don't know that the studios do know, like
Uh-huh.
really know, because that's how Hollywood is. Like, you could be beating and raping women for 20 years and then it gets out by the right person, and then everybody's like, oh shoot, now we gotta distance ourselves from this person even though we knew the whole time.
We already knew.
Oh yeah,
True.
I was gonna say that too. Like, say like if like the reason why he probably is losing like a lot of his roles and stuff like that too, just because the possible like say if he like allegedly dead though, like I mean, damn, we stuck with this man. We associated with this man throughout the whole time he was doing that. Like,
Right.
that's gonna be a bad rep for the people who did that. So that's why we cut ties until,
Yeah.
all right, you innocent, all right, cool. Now we start fucking with you, doing you more movie roles and this, that. But till then, nigga, you blackball like a motherfucker.
And I think somebody is still on in limbo with him. It's some movie, some Will Smith project. No, 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 not that. Something I read. They didn't drop him yet, but they're waiting to see what Disney's gonna do. And then based on what Disney does, then everybody gonna drop his ass. But if Disney does not drop him, he's probably gonna get his job back. So it's all politics and people trying to cover their ass.
Exactly. That's always what it is.
You
Anybody
do.
trying to get exposed,
Damn.
they gonna throw him under the bus for they get catch a straight bullet.
Right. To be the sacrificial lamb, even though everybody does this. Like it's crazy. I mean, I'm not saying that it is okay. I'm just saying it is so prevalent. And then when something happens, they're like, oh my God, I can't believe this. We're not speaking to him anymore, even though they knew forever.
It's
And they probably
crazy
beat their
'cause
wife too.
it's crazy because do you think like you ever hear like certain rappers and certain like celebrities like they be doing like certain interviews and all that, and it was like they be like when you go to Hollywood, it'd be like certain type of parties like when you go in each room is like different weird situations going on. Like you might walk in one room like niggas doing cocaine and shit. You might walk in another room, niggas chilling smoking weed. You might walk in
Oh,
another room like a
Oh
whole
yeah.
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 You might
absolutely.
walk in
Because
another
people
room and
do
niggas
have
doing
too
both.
much money.
yeah. Like I
Yes.
mean,
People, they have too much money, too much access to shit. Like this mundane
Right.
shit, it becomes too boring for them. So they gotta
Mm-hmm.
start doing extreme shit. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
put nothing past them people.
And it's not only that, like you can watch like movies that are like tell-alls and they'll kind of
Yep.
show, oh, this is how we partied in the 80s, and
Uh-huh.
it'll be some crazy shit.
Yep.
Like
it's,
if you have money and no power and riches and everybody always gives you what you want and you're not going to get in trouble, we don't know what any of us would do. But
Yep.
that's the type of life these people have.
yeah, I
Agreed. Who over there coughing?
It's me. It's me. I tried to mute the first time, but then I was like,
Yeah.
nah, we all smoking.
If I get started, I'm muting it because that'd be going on for 20 minutes. No, I'm caught.
I don't know why I didn't think to mute the mic when I was
When
coughing
you cough.
earlier.
What?
I said I don't know why I didn't think to mute the mic earlier when I was coughing.
Mhm.
And this might pick up everything, like so. Like I can hear the shit that I don't know if y'all can hear it or not, but the people in the hallway, I can hear their conversations,
Ooh.
and I'm just like,
Uh,
y'all move.
I know, I hate that. And you
Like
just
I
at the
don't need to
mercy
know
of them
that the girl
moving.
need to blow her fucking nose.
Mm-mm-mm.
I know you need to take care of that shit before we before I see
it. Your infection.
one thing I can't stand is some snotty ass nose kid. Especially during COVID, I almost kicked a child for that shit.
Oh,
This little motherfucker came around the corner, and I got kids. This little motherfucker came around the corner, or whatever, and he was all like, "Ah!" There was boogers all down here and shit. I almost kicked him.
No.
I was like, "Nigga, COVID." Hey,
Fuck COVID cooties.
well,
right.
no, this is like
Hey.
the year after the hype of COVID. So I was like, "Oh no, nigga, I'll find a fucking kid. I don't give a shit if he 5." Shit.
What you smoking out of, Trey?
Oh, I got a little bowl.
I want to get one of those.
I need to
Got a
clean
couple.
mine out.
I think I have about 6.
6. Why you have
Oh,
so many?
So, uh, my brother has about 30.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't need 30, motherfucker. I can just have one and be cool with it. And I got one, and then I was just like, oh, now I know why he has at least a second one or whatever. Because you got to clean it and then let it dry and all that bullshit, whatever. So,
Yeah, that's why I haven't used mine in years.
well, exactly. That's why I got 5. I say 5 or 6. So I don't have to clean them back to back, back to back. I won't be that without.
okay, that makes sense.
I would probably have more, but I always break them.
Uh-oh.
And like if I get of the regular one I've been having for years, I still have. I've had for like 5, 6 years, and every one I've gotten since then, I have broken it within 6 months.
I never broke
They
one.
be pretty too.
I only broke one, I think. It fell.
Yeah, some of them are
Feeling
sturdier,
good
but the
when you
like really
do
nice
more
looking
with
ones.
less asthma. It starts with Dupixent. Dupixent is not for sudden breathing problems.
Hey,
It's
little
Hey,
effective
niggas.
against
What up,
niggas.
symptoms.
Hey,
nigga?
niggas.
What up,
How you
nigga? Nigga, nigga, nigga,
doing?
nigga, 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 nigga,
Hey,
nigga.
niggas. Nigga.
Don't it
Hi,
feel
mate.
good to be able to
My
say that
nigga.
shit? Nigga,
Yes,
nigga,
yes, it do.
nigga.
To just be. Yes. Yes. Cheers.
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 Why does
Hey,
it say TMZ at the top of the page? Never mind, ignore
it
me.
sure do. It do. It do.
I don't remember inviting them. I'm gonna need to check.
Okay. Is this Calfani or a different Fani?
That's the
It's
only,
both.
yeah, that's the only one I know.
Both of them. For reference, my off days are no longer Tuesday, so we're gonna have to switch our days. Okay, thanks. Bye. No longer off on Tuesdays.
What's your new off day?
Or we had to start it a little later, like 8:30.
I'm fine with another day.
Nephew.
There you go. You right in time, Lynette. We about to actually get into some Woody Allen talk.
Okay, I didn't do my research this week. Let me get online and see what we talking about here.
I know we didn't.
We
We
talking about
need to.
Are we talking about the accusations against
We
Woody
kind of
Allen?
talked
The old
about
stuff?
Jonathan Majors. I mean, you want to talk more about that, but did you bring up
Because
Johnny Depp?
that story's still developing.
Exactly.
We did bring up Johnny Depp because I felt like Johnny Depp was an example of why we're rushing to judgment too soon. He was my
Ooh.
example as to why we should he was my example as to why are we so quick to rush to judgment. Let's see what's really going on. And this story still developing. They're still talking about stuff, and they're talking about all these other people accusing him, but yet what other people? I just keep hearing other people. Where they at?
That's what I
What
was
they
saying.
saying?
They don't say who it is,
That
or
be them
Yeah,
days.
or how many? They're being very vague about it. So
there's some
and
other
this
actor that said like, "Oh, this has been going on. It's about time somebody says something." It's a guy
the
who he did a movie with. But I don't.
Ooh, that's interesting.
It is interesting.
This goes all the way back to our conspiracy theory because if we want to bring that up, we can definitely pull up the conversation about how they're saying Illuminati is like, hold on, he doing too much too fast.
What do you mean, like in people's careers, so they have to slow them down a little bit?
Especially black men.
Damn shame.
I mean, that's our conspiracy theory topic, though. That's all that's a whole nother
It is. Because at the
topic.
end of the
But
day, folks be hitting folks. They be
yeah,
raping folks,
yeah, yeah.
beating
And but you
folks,
know
they be
what? And this
mentally,
is a
physically, any kind of way abusing sex
I
slaves
don't
in the
be meaning to
basement folks.
laugh. It's not
this an
funny.
unpopular opinion. However, couples fight.
Yeah.
Couples fight. And that's why you keep your personal business personal until you're really ready for things to change. Or I mean, I feel
But
like
she
there's levels to
did. She
a
went to
couple
the
fight.
hospital. That's how it got
She
out.
wasn't even hurt, but that's the thing though. She went to the
She
hospital and wasn't
wasn't.
even hurt.
She was
She wasn't
unconscious.
even hurt.
She was
That's from her.
unconscious.
She
That was
wasn't
from her
unconscious.
drinking. That
She was
wasn't
at the.
because of him.
She went to the club the same
She
night that she
passed out.
got hurt.
Yep, and she came home. She came back to his
That
house
don't
and
mean
passed
she
out at his
wasn't
house.
unconscious for a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
Yo, I
Yeah,
don't
but
know
she
that
was
lady.
she was unconscious because of her partying, not because of the fight. He the one called 911.
Yeah.
He's the one who called 911 because when he got home, she was passed out at his house.
She sent 32 text messages.
He wasn't
allegedly.
even home, and she was at his house.
I
Who
can't
we
get
talking about
the
again?
article that I read of how they said it actually went down, but
Jonathan
that's
Major.
not completely how it went down.
We used to talk about Johnny Depp. Shit.
Ooh, well, tell me which article? Tell me which
I'm gonna have to send it to you. I read it right before we started, but the way you
article said because I'm still developing this.
I'll send it to you.
Shit going on.
And the
Shayna
Johnny
over there
Depp
coughing,
one,
y'all.
since we
Shayna over
getting
there
into
coughing.
it, Johnny Depp ain't that innocent either. Like, I'm sure Amber Heard is not a perfect person, but Johnny Depp probably did a lot of that shit anyway. But they always paint the woman to be crazy and irrational, and the guy to be like I would never hurt anyone. I never get violent, and then they win the case.
Not in Hollywood. Not in Hollywood.
Well, yes, in Hollywood, because the
most of the couples
and
that
all
get
this is
divorced, the men
relatively
normally
new.
lose the most of the money and lose half their fortune and all that.
Okay,
That's normally the
send
case in
it.
Hollywood.
Because I want to know who wrote this article.
You saw it? Are you talking to me?
Ooh, Lynette's about to do a
Does
screen share,
everybody have their
y'all.
camera off? And I'm the only one with the camera on?
No, I got my camera on.
Oh, okay, never mind.
You
Article.
blind?
Can you
I can't because I gotta log out and log back in. Is that easy to do?
Okay.
No,
No,
Like if I-
I know. No.
Okay.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
Try to find on this goddamn tablet I have. No, it's dead. I can't do it.
What the hell? What is this?
That's not me, is it?
It literally,
What is
Lynette, I
this?
literally just searched. I put in Jonathan Major's allegations, and
Okay.
they recap some text messages that she's. And the name of the article is like more people coming forward or whatever, and now it's like Vanity Fair.
I can work with that. I can work with that. I can
think
work
it
with
was
that.
Vanity
Jonathan Majors allegations, more people.
I mean,
coming
they did
forward.
say that he had that was kind of his character as a child as well too, allegedly.
Yep. Ooh. I wasn't gonna say all that because people can
I
change,
couldn't-
but he got in fights as a child all the time and got kicked out of schools and all kinds of shit. So it's not like this is so like, oh, I can't believe he did this. Allegedly.
Look at his face though. He looked like he got an attitude. I mean, he just
don't
he
do
look.
that,
I'm
Lynette.
not listen.
Don't
listen,
do that.
I'm just saying.
Now he look like he can fight.
He look allegedly, in my humble opinion, he looked mean. He looked like he could.
You don't gotta say allegedly because you said he looked mean.
We went
opinion.
from being proven innocent, guilty until innocent, however the saying go, to you just look mean.
That's
Yeah,
what
but
I'm
see, that's
saying.
my thing though. That's
He
my
look like
thing.
he mean in the bedroom too. I'm just saying.
Okay.
He probably is. And that's
Not
probably why
allegedly.
the women keep coming back.
Look, see, my point is that I have not made up my mind one way or the other. I am completely undecided.
Yeah.
I am still trying to decide on my own, but I'm not rushing to judge either way. I don't have
Megan
enough
Thee Stallion.
information to make any type of decision right now, and that's why I'm open minded to everything. I'm open minded to the fact that I think he looked mean. I'm also open minded to the fact that it's interracial couple situation.
Mhm.
I'm also open-minded to the fact, that he's getting his name's getting big in Hollywood, and a part of the allegations is, on her end, is that she was jealous. So I'm still gathering info to see how I really feel. But the Johnny Depp thing was an example of why I'm not gonna just be like, oh yeah, that nigga did it. I'm gonna be slow to judge.
Okay.
Why? Because Johnny Depp didn't do anything wrong.
No, because Johnny Depp did not deserve what the repercussions was from those false allegations.
I would say this. I don't think Johnny Depp
That's
denied
it.
anything that he was that he
He,
did or
The
yeah,
whatever.
allegations, but how do you know the allegations were false? Just because he won the defamation doesn't mean what she said wasn't true.
I feel like they were false because I feel like in that case I have enough information on my own to make a decision on it. In this case, I don't. I still don't know. I still don't. I just seen a couple. I just seen a couple articles. But Johnny Depp, I seen the whole trial. Didn't y'all?
But my thing
We
was
we
like in the
No,
we
I
Johnny
was
didn't
Depp
want
trial
there.
that
to.
We was there. We
yeah,
was
I
practically
didn't
there,
want
y'all.
to. Did you
Because
go?
we could, girl, we could have walked from your house if we wanted to.
I know
yeah.
it. It's so funny that nobody went.
I
I
know.
It
You
was
didn't
in
want to
whining.
go, but
Fairfax,
all these
Virginia.
people.
Didn't
Damn,
somebody
I
go?
didn't
I
know it
feel
was
like,
that close.
yeah. I promise someone said that they saw him. Um, I don't even. It wasn't a
It's
relevant
like we
person, but I
weren't
know somebody that
energized
said they
enough,
saw him.
like
Yeah.
Not a
that wasn't
non-relative
real.
person.
Now
I
I would have
fuck
tried to go if
That
I was really
not a
thinking
talk
about
to
it.
or a fuck with. Hello?
Oh, so
Just somebody I know.
so a couple weeks ago, let me break y'all in on that shit or whatever, because a lot of y'all about to be y'all about to be hip to some shit real quick. Look, that a
They
couple
might
weeks
already
ago.
be. Before you say that, they might already be because I have to put it out there that I got that from Richard Pryor. That's where I
True,
got it
some
from.
people
All
might have
right. No.
forgot.
Okay.
Some
Okay.
people
Go
might have
ahead. Go
forgot.
ahead. I just don't want the world thinking I made it up. But go ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
no, no, no. She ain't making up. We gonna give Richard Pryor all his motherfucking flowers. He
All right.
deserve them. Uh, we got talk tos and we got fuck sweets. So talk tos are the motherfuckers that you talk to only at work or like at work functions. Fuck sweets are the niggas, my niggas,
That you fuck with.
that you
Mhm.
fuck with
Niggas.
outside of work. Niggas that's been to your
Mhm.
house, niggas that you hang out with on the regular,
People you
niggas
fuck with.
that you fuck
Yeah,
with. So you got talk tos and you got fuck sweets.
talk to and fuck with.
Yeah,
Okay.
one day I had to ask
hmm
somebody. One day I was like, my nigga, you got talk tos and fucks with whatever. Now everybody's your fucking friend at work. He was just like, okay.
Yeah.
I was just
You
like,
gotta talk
you
to
got
you
talk
fuck with.
tos and fucks with. I explained it to him what the situation was, or whatever. And then I was just, yeah. So how many of those talk tos you fuck with outside of work? Oh, you reevaluated your
Or
friendship,
how many
didn't
of those fucks with are actually talk tos and vice versa.
you? Exactly, my
Because
nigga.
sometimes you
Mhm.
think you just talk to somebody and then you really be like, actually, I fuck with this motherfucker. Like, you
Yeah,
know?
Yeah. Sneaks up on you.
Mhm.
I got what. Yeah,
All
no.
right. So where we going next? Let me look at Woody Allen right quick because I need a recap.
Recap Woody Allen. All right, hold on. I'm gonna
But
pause it
I
real quick,
will tell
y'all.
y'all about some funny ass shit. Hold
All right, Kitty Cat, go ahead and tell us about some Woody Allen and his little allegations from back in the day.
So I only brought this up because it kind of to me goes with all these other things of yes, we should get all the facts before we assume someone's guilty, but at the same time, that nigga did it. But anyways, allegedly. So Woody Allen. So we all know Woody Allen. He's a very famous director. He's done like 60 movies and he's Woody Allen. So
on.
I know Will and
he
Grace.
he was on Will and Grace.
Yeah, he was
That's the
Deborah
only thing
Messing.
I don't know him from.
That's what I'm saying. Like, okay. He
Well,
was
he was
good in the
Deborah
Hey.
Messing's
comedy.
boyfriend at one point on the show.
He was somebody's boyfriend. See, that's what I'm talking about. Woody Allen should never have been anybody's boyfriend, but
He
How
that's
was
old
another
is he?
Grace's boyfriend.
discussion.
He wrote himself in.
Exactly.
Allegedly.
No, that wasn't allegedly. We can rewind the tape and see it right
We're
now.
gonna have a kissing scene right here.
But anyways, okay, so I watched the documentary. So I'm not gonna say allegedly 50 times because I watched the documentary. Mia and no Woody, no Pharaoh and Alan. on HBO. And so I'm just telling y'all what happened in the documentary. Okay. So I'm not saying anything. So
Okay.
anyway, so the documentary talks about, do you guys, Mia Farrow is an actress. She was an actress back in the 50s. She did Rosemary's Baby. She popularized that
I
short
actually know who she
haircut.
is. Yeah.
So yeah, so she was doing all right herself. So her and her first husband adopted a couple kids, one named Sun Yi, and had their own child. So they had like three kids together. They got a divorce. She adopted three or four more children. And so she's living her life in New York with all her seven kids. She's an actress, so she can afford all these kids. Everything's great. So then she meets Woody Allen. So Woody Allen first says he doesn't want any kids or whatever, but then they start dating, and she's in like 10 of his films. Like she kind of became his muse and was in a bunch of his films.
Right.
They got closer. They wound up having a child together themselves, but 2 years before that, they adopted a child named Dylan. A little girl, because Woody Allen said, well, I don't really want kids, but if you get one, I want a blonde little girl. So they got them a blonde little girl. And so then 2 years later, they had a son who was a blonde little boy.
White people shit.
So they have at this point like 8 or 9 kids. Woody Allen adopts legally 3 of them. His own son, I forgot one of the kids' name, who was closer in age, who adored him, and Dylan, the girl. So time passes. Dylan is like at first loves Woody, and then all of a sudden she be running away from him, and nobody knows why, because he's just always touching her, always just doting over her like he loves his daughter, whatever. So eventually Mia Farrow's like, I don't know, some might be going, mothers just know, but they don't want to think that's happening, but you kind of just know sometimes. So when they kind of broke up or whatever, they were on rocky grounds, because her oldest adopted daughter, Sun Yi, when she went to Woody's apartment, because they were together, but they're rich, so they had their own apartments. She goes to Woody's apartment and finds provocative naked photos of Sun Yi, the oldest adopted daughter. So she confronts Woody about it. Of course, he acts like she's crazy, because that's how people, oh, you're crazy. Is it, nothing happened. Nothing happened. Yes, I have those pictures, but nothing happened. Whatever. So then a little bit of time passes. They're on the rocks. He comes to visit his kids because he has fucking custody. And they got 3 babysitters there. And somehow he got 20 minutes alone with Dylan. So after they find Dylan or whatever, Mia took her to the doctor because she was like holding her vagina and just acting weird. And she told the doctor, something happened in the attic. She's 7 at this point. That something happened in the attic, and the doctor called the police. And so there's like recordings of her on the phone talking to Woody Allen's like, I didn't call the police. The doctor called the police. And like, he's mad at her because of it. And she's like trying to defend herself, even though she didn't do anything wrong.
Who, Dylan or the baby mama?
Mia Farrow. The mom took Dylan to the hospital. And then when Woody Allen found out about it, he was pissed. Because now, if your doctor sees something that looks like molestation, they have to get the police involved. So now the police are involved. So now this becomes the big media thing. This happened in like the 90s. And so Woody Allen is saying he didn't do anything, and the press basically painted Mia Farrow into being a crazy woman who was just a woman scorn, because Woody Allen married her daughter and cheated on her. So that's why Mia Farrow's lying about Dylan, because she's mad about Sun Yi.
He married her daughter.
Eventually, he had pictures of this child when she was 17.
Oh, you mean he married the adopted daughter?
He married the adopted.
Okay. Because I was like, isn't that his? Okay, got you. So he
developed a relationship with. He cheated on Mia Farrow with. So when he molested Dylan, according to the documentary, the press made it seem like, oh, he's just mad, because he went with a younger woman. This girl is 18.
Okay. All right.
But anyway, so that was how it was spun, that Mia Farrow's crazy. And I remember this, like, because Scarlett Johansson did a movie with him, and everybody was giving her shit about it. And I'm like, why are they giving her shit? All he did was marry this 18, 19-year-old. They still together. Who cares? Because nobody cares about the little one. Like I knew about Sun Yi, but I didn't know about Dylan. So anyway, so what everything that happened with Dylan, they tried to try them in Connecticut because that's where they live. Because Woody Allen is a very powerful person. Somehow the evidence was destroyed, and they said that she told a bunch of different stories, and her mother must have coached her. So then Woody Allen starts telling the press her mother coached her. This woman is crazy. She's just pissed at me. She's hysterical, and all of this shit. So then it gets tried, or Woody Allen doubles down and says, well, since you want to take me to court and drag my name through the mud, I'm going to request sole custody of my 3 children. So then there was a trial for Woody Allen to get sole custody of his children. And the judge was like, absolutely not. You obviously molested this child. Like, he didn't have any evidence to hide it. He would just be like, no, I didn't do that. And it's like, well, how can you explain this? I don't know. She got an active imagination. Well, what about this and these pictures and all of this? I don't know. Like, so he didn't even put on a good front about it. Anyway, the point is, time passes. Woody Allen is still seen as a great artist who is just this great person, and his only real faux pas, he married a younger person, and they're still together 32 years later, so it doesn't matter. And they never talk about the Dylan thing, or the things that he's done, or how every movie he made featured like an 18-year-old dating him, and just how weird that is now, and all these actresses, because Woody Allen loves women, and he writes stories for women, and he's all about women, or on the Oscars and everything. He got an honorary Oscar like in 2000 and something, after all of this happened in the 90s, and they're up there talking about how fucking great he is. And
come to find out, he molested her all the whole time.
yeah, and he also had a relationship with a 16-year-old girl, but he probably had a relationship with a lot of 16-year-old girls. I guess of all of his crimes, I have to let that one go. But yeah, he likes them young, obviously. But yeah, so that's what the documentary is about. So that's, Lynette, just to put some things in perspective, that is what I was watching. And the part when he tried to get custody of his children, and I didn't know at the time if he got it or not, which means he would have been able to molest his child forever. Trey writes an email, a text talking about, we need to talk about Jonathan Majors and these lying ass hoes. So that's why I was a little bit,
And Trey, ain't nobody said nothing about no lying ass hoes. You took, I don't know, but I gave you I don't know, I gave you a sweet potato. You made candy yams out of that shit. Good Lord. But I mean, I get it. I get it. I do feel like the scenario was much, much deeper. So, and I don't understand. I mean, there was so much evidence against Woody. There was tons and tons of evidence against him. Unlike Jonathan Majors, there is no evidence, none. No evidence. Not one drop of evidence. Even her going to the police station and pictures that they taken. Those
here's
pictures
the thing,
don't show anything.
I hear what you're saying, but you have to think about where we've been and where we've gone in that time frame. And I'm not saying, I think the Me Too movement is great, but with everything that we do in the society, it becomes toxic. So it's like, let's be body positive. Now people are saying 600-pound people is healthy, and if you say they're not, you're an asshole. Or, I'm saying, like, everything becomes toxic. So now we're like toxically, if a woman just says a man abused her, we got to fire him, and we got to do all this right now because we got to get on top of it, because everybody's so fucking scared.
Wait a minute. Who's out here saying that 600-pound people are healthy? We not gonna skip over that. We just not gonna act like that just got said.
Oh, you got some people that on Instagram and online that will defend, a bigger person as, just let her be her and just let her do her, and you do got them.
No. I'm not body shaming or anything like that. Yeah, let them be them or whatever. But I'm just saying,
no, I'm saying like.
But that's how it becomes toxic, because I think most of us feel like you shouldn't body shame, and you should let people be them. If they want to be 300 pounds, let them be. If they want to be 400 pounds, let them be. I hope that we all agree about that. But what's happening is we're taking that sentiment and making it that, if somebody even tries to lose weight, say you're an influencer and you're a bigger person and you try to lose weight, you get attacked for it because you're trying to change yourself and you're not being body positive and blah, 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 blah. Or if it's a bigger person, they'll be like, oh, I'm healthy at this size. And it's like, that's not what body positivity was about. I'm not saying you can't, but know the facts. I'm not saying that a bigger person can't be healthy, but 600-700 pounds and you eat McDonald's all the time, you're not healthy.
Exactly. That's what I said. Like that's just like that's not like a
Well, shoot, for the emotion of that, like it's kind of like with social media in general, like it could damn near be any topic. It's always gonna be some
Anything
shit
gets
talking.
taken to the extreme.
Because this, you gotta think, you gotta remember, like back in the day, like even like when I can't, well, even like when I was younger, like shit, like when social media wasn't really around like that, everybody opinion was word of mouth. Like you really had to tell the next person, and the next person, and the next person. Whereas though now you can be comfortably in your crib, and the world can see your opinion just from you typing on your couch or your bed or from wherever
Right.
you at. You know, you could be at work talking shit on live, and the whole world can see you, and you can just go from there. It just is different now.
Yeah.
today's podcast.
You had to send a letter to, like, to somebody to really get your opinion out, and you know all that and all that, or fax or something back in the day. Now
And
you
it
can just,
get lost in the mail.
yeah, nowadays you can just pick up your phone and get a message out to the world for no reason at all.
Yeah.
What's most different is that people spending less and less time with their kids. Period.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's really
That's
scary.
the difference. People spending less and less time around family, being around people that are going to judge them every fucking time they're around,
Hmm.
and they literally don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit
that's
because
more
they
so
don't have
than
that
work.
fear. I mean, I don't want to use the word fear because I feel like it was a healthy, I mean, it could be overtaken, but a healthy dose of it made you a better person.
That's funny that you
Like, you
bring
know
up
what I'm
like
saying?
that situation, whatever. Like, how do y'all feel about the whole Brian McKnight situation that's going on right now?
I don't know
I have
nothing about
nothing
that.
about it. I don't know anything.
You talking
Trey
about the joint?
knows
Oh, I
something
heard
about
some of
it.
that. That shit kind of crazy.
Yeah, so I guess he got remarried and he has like stepkids now. So like kids through marriage and he's
No,
like
he got
claiming
kids before the marriage. He got kids
right,
before they
but
married.
now right now he's kind of saying like these are my like basically like my favorite kid. He posted a picture with his stepdaughter. It was like, I'm so glad I finally have a daughter and like you're the best daughter.
Allegedly,
And he already
basically,
has a daughter like through blood, like a blood daughter and a blood son. So he's basically neglecting and disowning his blood children.
Hmm.
Why?
he basically only
Well,
got his kids through marriage. He don't got the other
I
why?
kids.
think she light skinned or mixed race or something.
I think, yeah, I
Definitely.
believe she white or something like that. She may be
Yeah.
Caucasian.
Damn.
Oh, so this is an interracial relationship. Wasn't his first relationship interracial?
I
No,
don't
them,
think so.
I think them kids about darker than me. Shit, them first ones.
Another actor did that. I think it was Michael Epps, but I don't want to, defame anybody's name.
Michael Epps.
Make up.
He's a comedian,
Oh, Mike Epps.
Mike Epps?
Brother,
Yeah.
and he
Day
kind
You
of did the
you talking
same
about
thing.
Mike
Like
Epps from Friday? You talking about
Day.
Day Day?
Yep.
Yeah.
he had his first wife is a regular looking black woman. She big, she black, she regular looking woman, and they had a
Mm-hmm.
daughter together. And then he got
Yep.
famous, and he got with this either mixed race or white woman, and they had a daughter. And he always talks about that daughter and how great
Yep.
his daughter is. And he was on Wendy Williams, and Wendy asked him about his kids, and he said, "My kid, like his older daughter, didn't exist." And she got online talking about how hurtful it was, and he got really, really angry that she came forward, like putting up their business out in the streets, and it was a big mess.
Mm-hmm. I remember that. I definitely remember that.
I'm gonna have to look that up. You gonna make me what you call it? You gonna make me cancel Mike
was
Epps.
it
I have
like
to have to
was it
look this up
like
now.
before fame or like during fame? Because you got
Mm.
some of
This
these
was
I
people
like
don't
a
know. I'm
have
gonna
couple
have
of
to
like
look the
years
story
ago.
up.
It
some
was
of these people who have conditions to like get with them and to have kids by them and certain means and stuff
no, no,
like
no. This was before he was famous.
that.
This
Okay.
was like his first wife. You know these famous people, they when they be struggling, they be with these regular
Yeah.
smegular people, then they get a divorce and get find a white woman. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
I know the thing that makes me wonder that I ponder on is like they gonna get on here in this world today that we just discussed and disown their children and not think that someone's gonna come go fucking online and figure all they shit out and blow their spot up. I feel like it's
That's
the dumbest
right.
thing
Mm-hmm.
to do.
Because
It just
it's
seems
such
so senseless.
it's
Like
shame. It's
anybody,
such embedded shame.
I
mm,
It's
mean,
so much shame.
that's some deep,
Mike
deep
Epps
shame
didn't
right
get
there
canceled for
because
that though. Like his career
anybody,
kept going. He just kept thriving after that. Like so he didn't really
Yeah.
get.
Like, I feel like with comedians, I feel like people brush their shit off so much that they're like, you're supposed to laugh at stuff like that. So they
It's
feel like
not
they can get
even.
away with stuff.
It's not even just comedians. It's like the rich and powerful in general. Like
Mm-hmm.
they get away with so much because they got the money and they know their people. They got
Right. And
resources.
who's gonna believe her? Once again, a woman. Who's gonna believe her over me? Who, and so it's like this regular smegular looking black lady and her daughter, these broke ass looking black people versus Mike Epps and his beautiful mansion and his beautiful new daughter and his beautiful shiny new wife. Like, fuck them. This is what I have now. Fuck y'all. Go away.
I mean, it would have been
Mm.
vice versa. It would have been him being the broke one and her being the rich one. It'd have been the same shit. Don't get it messed up now.
That doesn't I don't find that
I
happens
don't
that
know
much
about
the other
that, but
way. Let's
okay.
be for
I'm talking
real.
about it. I'm not saying he would have left her, but I'm talking about the same situation of
I don't
kind of
think so. Like,
It's
you
No,
not
gotta
happening.
people
it
would
you
not.
gotta
happens.
People
compare
would
the
not
It
two
be
though.
happens
You
vice
can't
outraged.
compare
versa.
Hey,
women that have done that.
selective outrage. People
That's
would
what
not
I'm
be
saying.
outraged
I
if
can
she was
name
You
doing
see how
well
y'all
and
straight
he
a
is like
wasn't.
y'all
bajillion
see how
men
y'all
that
straight
done this.
automatically said
No,
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 that
no, no,
wouldn't
no, no.
happen.
I'm not outraged because he's doing well. I'm outraged because he's pretending his dark skinned black daughter doesn't exist.
I
I don't
mean, you
give a
That
got
is
fuck
that is
about
so.
how
I
much
mean, I
money
guess
he
that
has.
just baffles my mind. I really need to look this up. I need to. It baffles me that how can you pretend that a whole person doesn't exist,
I
knowing
gotta
damn well any regular smuggler person can confirm that.
I gotta think now that happens in everyday. That's why I'm
So
saying certain
weird.
things happen with everyday life. Certain things happen with celebrities. Like
It's like a
Exactly.
stupid
example,
ass
like
lie.
you can have examples like when prom night dumpster babies. What is that?
That
A
story with the Mike
female.
Epps hit me kind of hard because my dad is like that. Like, he saw his children and
Mm,
we were all dark and he always was ashamed of us in a
Yeah.
way and
mm.
acted a
I
certain
We
way
feel
had a
it.
about
family
it.
member
So do
like that
you
too.
do you do
So
you feel like that could be intensifying your thought on that on this situation
Yeah, that's
then?
kind
very,
of that's
Like, do
yeah.
you
a little
think
bit.
that could give you
Yeah.
like a like
What you call that?
On
you're
That's
kind
the
of already
So
on the
I'll
Mike
say
on the
Epps
this.
thing?
yeah.
This is what you call racism with inside your
Yeah,
own community.
colorism.
colorism.
That's what it is.
Colorism. So
I don't think it makes me feel any different. The story is the story. He acted like his kid didn't exist and he got another one. I
But
don't
I'm
know.
like, do you think that because you could relate to it in a painful way that it kind of blinds your actual view on his case?
It's kind of
Because
crazy.
it
But
just
what am I being blinded by if that's what
I don't know. I
happened?
don't know. I don't know anything about the case. This is the first thing I ever heard of it.
Well, I don't
I have
know.
to look it up later.
Honestly, I don't really know this man at all. So it's not like I had anything. It's just something that I saw. And then I read this whole story and I saw the girl and I saw her mom. And I do know what that's like. I know what it's like.
Hmm.
And I know he's like, his friends probably clowning her because she's a big black woman and like, oh, I gotta, like kids in high school, like, you might have a girlfriend in the summer and then when you get to school, she not cute enough, so you gotta pretend like you never met her.
Mm,
It's
You
just
know,
confusing all of that.
this is deep enough to make me not want to support him.
And I'm not saying support or not support him.
I mean, for
I
me.
I know I don't know. People is trash these days, and I really feel like a lot of people was trash in the past
I
and
was
will be
like,
trash in the
these
future.
days
The
it
only
was definitely
difference is
trash in the past.
we
Because
know their
mm-hmm.
business.
I'll tell you
That's
this, like
it.
me and Shy, we also have colorism, I guess, with inside our own family, and especially on our step side of the family on my dad's side. Ooh, now I'm gonna talk about it. We
Go ahead.
my step grandmother, if you weren't a certain complexion, light skin, like y'all know what I look like in the actual virtual person, not virtual person, but actual human person. I'm a little light skinned it. And if you weren't like, a certain complexion, whatever, like my step grandma didn't treat you right. Like she treated you like if you were dark skinned, she really didn't care for you. You needed to stay outside and play. Where the light skinned kids were able to stay inside and play or whatever. So we have a little colorism inside our.
She was cool with me though.
Yeah, I mean, but that
I
was
find
all
that
back in the
sometimes
day.
the colorists
I mean, I used to
are
be a little bit
okay
That
with
was
lighter though.
boys
after
for
that
some
was
I used to be a
she
little bit
had
lighter.
grown some, huh?
Oh
I don't
She
no,
had
know if it
grown
was
some as a
grown some
person.
or just
oh no.
adapted
No,
to.
no, no, no. The colorists be okay for
Mm.
dark skinned boys.
I was a little bit lighter though. I was a little bit lighter
No,
when
And
I
you
was
were
young.
a little bit lighter.
no,
Yes, I was.
it was equally.
It was equal.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, she
equal.
was bad. She was bad.
Maybe you were just charming, nephew.
I was
No,
chilling.
when
Ain't
She
never.
no,
saw
because
she saw past the black.
no. He didn't meet her until after I had met her the
Oh,
second
you
time.
warmed her up.
No, the second time I met her, I didn't remember. I don't remember. So on my dad's side, oh, we about to get into a whole family thing. My dad's side, or whatever. I don't remember their whole childhood with my dad's side. Um, even like when my grandfather died, we had like there was like baby pictures of me in the when they do like the repast and all that stuff like that. They have like back in the day pictures of you guys, whatever. There was those whole complete pictures, whatever, when I was like younger, whatever. Like when I was like 4, 5, 6, 7, or 4 or 5 or whatever, hanging out with them, whatever. And I had no recollection of that or whatever. Until then or whatever. Like on my dad's side, my aunt, I'll call her Aunt S, was the only aunt I knew. Like that was my aunt. And then like even on my stepside of the family, well, like with my dad when my dad got remarried or whatever, like that was my family as well too. But like even like my dad's side, whatever, like we really didn't know whatever because like there was a lot of colorism growing up with him or whatever. So he chose to part ways with them or whatever. Because
Your
my
grandma
dad,
was light skinned?
my step grandma was light skinned.
Mm.
I'm talking
I don't
like
know none of them niggas.
like light skinned, like almost passable for white.
Mm.
Mm.
I ain't make it to
Mhm.
these shit. I ain't make it to the, like you said, the family part of the way. So I ain't even get a chance to make it to this shit. By the time I was coming around, I was cool.
Yeah.
Probably for the best.
Like, cause by the
Mhm.
time he came along, I just thought about something, nigga. We met her at the same fucking time. I just thought about that shit. We met at the same time. Cause I don't remember meeting them as a baby or whatever, but when I was able to be like a teenager, he was like, a little bit older or whatever, and he can remember this. We bet that was my first time remembering them. Is his first time meeting them. Now that I think about it, we went to a
Wait,
family
Shayna, you know your
reunion.
microphone is off?
Oh yeah.
So what?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Oh,
Go ahead, Trey. Sorry.
no, we had to go back to a family reunion or whatever, and my dad was stressed the fuck out. I'll never forget this shit, whatever. He was like, we about to go meet these motherfuckers again, and I don't really fuck with these niggas. And not only this, my dad, because my sister doesn't drive or anything like that. So we had to go up to Philly, get shy, get my sister, come back down or whatever, go to sleep, go down to the family reunion the next day. And when we get there, I think we get lost or turn around or some bullshit or whatever. And we're just like looking and looking around, or whatever. And then like, down and this is down in the country of the Tappahannock of Virginia. Those country ass fucking bugs. Never forget that shit. I don't do that shit. That's gross.
Yeah.
But and I was like, man, really fuck with these motherfuckers, whatever. And then we're like, we get lost, whatever. We going back around, driving around, because like, them when we do our family reunions, or whatever, we used to go out on the boat, on my grandfather's boat, and that's what we did, whatever. And every boat that we see, we driving by. Me and Shy talking about, ooh, that's the boat right there. That's the boat right there. That's the boat over there. That's the boat right there. Because we ain't never seen a boat before. None of us know the boats. Because come to find out, we had to leave at 5 o'clock in the fucking morning the next morning after that to go drive to the fucking boat, which was an hour away. And it was none of the boats that we saw on the way there.
It wasn't, yeah.
You
It
missing
wasn't
one
what you
key
Was
thought
it
it
a
was
bigger,
gonna
better
be.
part.
boat?
Huh?
So
Was
you
it a
missing
bigger,
one key
better boat?
important part.
It was
We got pizza that night.
what'd you say?
So you missing one key important part. We got pizza that night on the way there, and that shit was horrible.
Ooh.
Y'all got pizza on the way there that was terrible.
Yeah, it was like some fucking place in the middle of nowhere. I
Pizza
don't know
have to
what.
really be bad for you to remember terrible pizza for
Oh
that many
yeah,
years ago.
It's
oh
hard to
yeah.
mess up pizza too.
The fucking only
It's
reason I
hard,
really
but
remember
it
because it
was
was this fat
terrible.
ass spider in the doorway.
Ooh.
Like soon as you like
Hmm.
walk through the threshold, it was like a big ass spider with.
And y'all still got the pizza?
We was hungry. It was like how you said, it was the middle of the night. Niggas was driving all day. Like how you said, they came to get us. From them getting us, we went straight there. So,
No, yeah, that's right. We came and got y'all and went straight down to Tappahannock. That's what it was.
yeah. So in the middle of
We
us
were
going there,
tired.
we was hungry. Yeah, we was hungry and tired. So we had got some pizza. And that pizza store was just like in the middle of it was like closer to like and it was like in the middle where like it was like closer to like where we was going type in, but it was like in the middle of nowhere. big ass spider in the threshold. We was like all scared and shit to go in there. So we watched going there. Like, yeah, can we get like a large pizza, like a 2 large pieces? Like, yeah, we did that
Oh,
joint.
the spiders.
Yeah, so we started eating it. We was like, yo, this pizza is horrible.
Pizza got to be bad for you to really be like,
It has to
you
be
know.
really bad.
Mm-hmm.
I love pizza,
Terrible.
so yeah. It was the worst pizza
that
I've ever had in life. I
was
was
some
like,
trash pizza.
Especially
damn.
with us being inner city, like pizza is just don't taste like we don't like chain restaurants. Like Papa John is like
Oh
really not
yes,
the
you
thing.
guys are from
No, I mean,
y'all
honestly,
fancy.
no one likes chain restaurants, but we
John's
don't
got some
always
good ass
have
bread.
that option.
I think up here they have more like authentic pizza places than we had in Louisiana and Texas. I don't know, but we all I ever knew was chains until I moved up here.
I
Yeah, we got
agree.
pizza
I
places
agree.
damn on every corner.
So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I get where you're coming from. You
I
probably
like
would think,
mine's, I like
Pizza
mine's
sound real
from a mom
good.
and pop
Yeah.
store.
yeah,
We
they
grew
are
up fucking
better.
getting slices at the pizza. Like, as soon as we get out of school and shit, we just go grab a slice of pizza and shit.
Fuck yeah.
Y'all
We used to
probably
go to,
think Pizza Hut is nasty.
that shit is fucking disgusting.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah,
Who?
what?
fucking disgusting.
I said they probably
Who?
think Pizza Hut is nasty.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It's terrible.
Pizza Hut is
They used to
delicious.
tear that shit up
Mm-mm.
Terrible.
in big red cups.
I had that shit one
Mm-hmm.
time and never had it again.
I
Ugh.
like the genre.
So y'all at a higher level when it comes to pizza than the rest of
Yeah,
us.
because nah. It's the only chain restaurant that I will be okay with is maybe Little Caesar's thin crust pepperoni.
Man, I
What?
eat
No, really?
and nothing else
Wow.
got to
You
be
don't
on.
like Lido?
I do like out. No, I do like Lidl's because they don't cut corners. So I do like Lidl.
Sponsor him, Lidos.
But again, like listen to what that is. That's Lidl's pizza and it's thin crust. I don't like
I
all that
do
Mm.
deep.
love thin crust
I don't
pizza.
like no deep dish pizza. I don't like all that Chicago deep. I mean, honestly,
I
if
mean, but
we
that's because where you from, though.
It's
There are
pretty
people who die for that shit.
good.
that's
I
true.
do
That's
like
true.
deep dish
Where
I
I'm
too.
cannot
from,
stand
where
all
I'm
that
from,
gloopy ass cheese.
where I'm
I
from,
love me some bread.
You see that? I had
Mm.
this the other day. Beef
where I'm
pepperoni.
from, we
What is that?
I'm about to eat.
Ooh, that looks delicious.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my pizza gotta be right.
yes. Where I'm from, we don't do all the dough stuff. I mean, honest to God, if I
I do.
ever go to like Chicago or whatever, I would try the deep dish pizza because that's their native food or whatever. Just like when
Stromboli.
people go to I see that. Just like when people go to my
Mm.
hometown, my home city, they want to, get a Philadelphia cheesesteak. Even though they be going to Geno's, which is fucking trash. Even though they be going to the what's the other little spot? Shy. What's the other spot?
Geno's,
The who?
Pats and Geno's.
Yeah, Pat's and Geno's or
Pass and
whatever. That other
Gino.
little
Yeah.
that's not the place that you go to. When you go to go get fucking cheesesteaks into the fucking hood, that's where you should go.
And
You can go
that's
to any
why you
Bobby
should
store.
always know a native when you travel.
Exactly. Who the fuck do I know from fucking Louisiana? Go get me some good old crawfish. I'm not gonna go just know any fucking where.
Or even on his. We and my sister, the last time we went home, it was so funny. I wanted crawfish because I hadn't had it in a long time. And so I was like, let's just go to this place. And my sister's like, that place isn't as good as you remember or you think it is. And I'm like, really? And so we just see this random dude on the street. And I said, what do you think about blah, blah, blah? He's like, don't go there. That place nasty. His accent. That place nasty. You need to go down and here. They good, right? And he told us exactly where to go.
I love it.
So
That's one thing I
black
can't stand. I
people on the
can't stand going
street,
somewhere and some food
we
is
are
trash.
great, huh?
I said I can't stand going to a restaurant and food is trash. I'm a pretty simple person, even if you want to ever take me on a date. I'm a simple person. Like we can go anywhere that definitely sells a burger and fries or whatever. Because I figure if you can't get a burger and fries right, then my nigga, you can't get nothing else right either.
Nothing right.
Yeah,
I don't care
And
where I go, especially if it's somewhere new. I'm definitely gonna try the burger and fries first.
exactly,
yeah.
play it state.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you see something that's like amazing
Yeah, if
on
it's
somebody else's
No,
amazing,
food or
I
something.
don't lie. 'Cause sometimes shit look amazing, but it tastes ass. So it's like, you know what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
Not ass, but like, I mean,
I'm gonna get the
like,
burger. I'm gonna get the
it might
burgers and
look
fries. Well,
amazing,
I'm
but it
definitely
may
gonna
not
get
taste.
wings and fries.
Yeah,
yeah,
you
Yeah,
like you.
I definitely felt
Lynette
tipsy with
loves
something.
them
Yeah,
wings.
got some buffalo wings in the refrigerator right now.
I want some pizza now.
I know. I'm about to eat too. I'm about to go. Give me a
I
long
mean,
day.
honestly, guys, we almost had we actually just did a whole fucking hour of our show.
Ooh,
All
wow.
So
right.
I'm gonna end this like this, whatever, real quick.
Mm.
I'm gonna let all my viewers know that we don't condone any type of domestic violence.
No.
Our opinions are just our opinions.
Did you?
Everything here was allegedly said that was not really factual or anything like that. So, I
Nothing
mean,
we said was factual. Nothing that we said
No, it's
tonight
all
nothing that
or
we
opinion.
said was
anything we ever
factual.
will
Everything was
say is
allegedly said.
all
Factual.
half of
All
it probably ain't
opinions.
even real. I don't
It's
know. I can't remember. So
interpretations of things we saw that we don't know what the fuck we talking
I mean, and
about.
truthfully, I don't know these niggas.
yeah.
I don't know them
Look,
people.
Oh
I
shit.
I honestly
I
don't even
never
remember what
won't
I
even
said.
say it.
So
Exactly.
there we
I
go.
don't even know.
True. Probably won't know what I said until I watch this show. Again.
So there
But
you have it.
I want to thank Fonnie and Shayna coming on the pop on with us and the rest
Hey,
of the
hey,
Geek
Thanks,
fam.
guys.
hey. It
And
was
we catch you
fun.
guys
Definitely
later, all
coming
right?
back.
All
See
right.
ya.
Bye.
Bye.
You know what that? Okay.